Good morning, folks. All right. We'll let the music bring us right to that place. That place of miracles and deeper wisdom. God is all that is, the one reality. God is all that is and will forever be. God is all that is, the one reality. God is all that is and will forever be. Will forever be. Time to realize you are one with everything. Time to revise. Know you've been here from the beginning. Time to enjoy, 'cause time exists right here and now. Now is the time to remember who we are. Come on, y'all. God is all that is. You know, singing is good for your health. The one reality. The one reality. God is all that is. I might have to take y'all on tour. And will forever be. Yeah. God is all that is, the one reality. God is all that is and will forever be. Will forever be. Know who you are. Nothing is outside of you. Know that it's true. The world is yours for the giving. Time to wake up to all the God power that you possess. The time is now for love, pure love. Now just bathe in this isness and know that you are always in the presence of the divine. Come on, everybody. God is all that is, the one reality. The one reality. God is all that is and will forever be. And will forever be. God is all that is, the one reality. The one reality. God is all that is and will forever be. God is all that is. God is all there is. And the choir sang, oh yeah. God is all that is and will forever be. And will forever be. God is all that is, the one reality. God is all that is and will forever be. Will forever be. God is. All right. Thank you so much.
Good morning. God is. That's us, isn't it? We are God. So welcome to Sunday morning service in the middle of the summertime. Thank you all for being here, and those of you on Zoom as well. We're just really grateful to be in this space together this morning and in this community of one love and one life. And we have a special guest for you today. I'll introduce him later, but he's sitting over here, Reverend Jerry Troyer, and he has come all the way from California just to be with us. So thank you, Jerry. Yeah. And he is going to be talking to us about change. So it seems to be our topic for the season, with so many shifts and movements going on within our community. So he's going to really talk about practical ways where we can adapt and just be at peace with change in our life, because sometimes it feels good and sometimes it doesn't, but we know God is always good. So that's our truth, right? So we hold that within our being.
So if you will repeat after me. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and abundance.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and abundance.
And so it is.
And so it is. So let's take a moment to open this service today with prayer. Just take a moment of silence to bring our awareness out of the busy hubbub and the hellos and the happiness, and bring it into the happiness and the joy within our heart, just within our own being, knowing that this is the place of the divine within us. We are whole, we are complete, we are perfect. We are one with all life when we are in that awareness of the perfection of God within us. And we recognize that this service today is a celebration of this life, this divine life that is the truth of our being, each and every one of us. We know it for ourselves, we know it for each other, we know it for this community at large. And we are deeply grateful for all the participants in this service today, our guest speaker, Reverend Jerry Troyer, and Stephen, our minister, and Reverend Paul, and all of you who are here this morning setting up this space, and those of you on Zoom as well, being nurtured so lovingly by Reverend Ken. And just take a moment to feel gratitude in our hearts. And in that awareness, we say thank you, and so it is.
All right. Here's to you, one love I'm giving, straight to you from inside of my heart. It's on you to pass it on to somebody. When you do, you will be a shining star. So you wanna feel something deep in your life, a spiritual connection, oh yeah. But you're so confused with who's wrong, who's right, that you don't know who to believe. No, our way is the only way, is what they say, or you won't get to heaven. Oh no. I got news for you, the source is all the same. It comes down to the love you can give. Yeah. Here's to you, one love I'm giving, straight to you from inside of my heart. It's on you, pass it on to somebody. When you do, you will be a shining star. Got to get into with your voice inside, 'cause there lies all your answers. Do you hear me? Like a drop of rain from the mountainside finds its way to the sea. As far as I'm concerned, there's only one religion, the religion of love. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And regarding race, there's only one, the race of humanity. Whoa. Onward and onward I push towards my divinity. I will reach the ocean of love in this life cycle. The more inward I go, greater the possibilities. That infinite intelligence inside us will guide us. All we do is just will it. Here's to you, one love I'm giving, straight to you from inside of my heart. It's on you, pass it on to somebody. When you do, you will be a shining star. Here's to you, one love that I'm giving, straight to you from inside of my heart. Straight from inside my heart. It's on you, pass it on to somebody. When you do, you will be a shining star. Everybody say one love. One love, 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 one love. Hey, here's to you, one love that I'm giving, straight to you from inside of my heart. Straight from inside my heart. It's on you, pass it on to somebody. When you do, you will be a shining star. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you. Oh, bless you.
Have our reading now. Jody is going to do our reading from Ernest Holmes.
Thank you,
Uncle.
Stephen. That was amazing. Today's inspirational reading is Divine Patterns in 365 Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. There is a divine pattern for humanity, and within this pattern, there is a variation that individualizes each one of us. This is why the Bible says that we should act in accordance with the pattern shown us on the Mount, which is a symbol of high consciousness. When we lift our thought above the confusion of the material world, we become aware of the spiritual cause behind all things. It is no idle statement to affirm the perfection of God as the center of all things, manifesting in and through each and everything in a unique way. We should spend more time meditating upon the harmony, the beauty, the peace, and the joy that exist at the center of our own being. We must not believe that our inner wholeness was created by us or came into being through a process of evolution. Quite the reverse. All evolution is a result of the action of a splendor that exists at the center of all things. Today I seek the divine pattern at the center of my own being. Affirming its reality, I permit its essence to flow through me. Claiming it as my very own, I embrace it. Believing in its beauty, I sense its harmony. accepting its peace, I am calm. Living in its love, I am unified with life. Believing in its power with childlike faith, I accept the authority of its action in my everyday affairs. And looking at the God in humankind, I see in everyone the pattern of God's perfection. I see God's image and likeness. There are no diversities of operations, but it is the same God that worketh all in all. Corinthians 12:6.
So we want to affirm the message in that reading because it's all about the divinity within ourselves and how it's moving and flowing and changing in our everyday lives. So please repeat after me. I affirm the divine pattern at the center of my being.
I affirm the divine pattern at the center of my being.
I allow its essence to flow through me.
I allow its essence to flow through me.
I accept its authority in my affairs.
I accept its authority in my affairs.
I see God's perfection in everyone.
I see God's perfection in everyone.
I live in love.
I live in love.
I am unified with life.
I am unified with life.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
All roads and paths lead to the one true source that pulsates this manifested universe as a song playing eternally. To look for God outside of yourself is to accept the illusion that we were separate from God in the first place. Anouk Oser. Love and live in love, live your life, be who you are. Love and live in love, always forgive, always for love. Open yourself up. Let everything that holds you back drift away. You were born to be free. You were born to be divine. Sit in your stillness and rise to the place where the Most High awaits you. Dare to be who you really are in all your glory. And we sing, love and live in love, live your life, be who you are. Love and live in love, always forgive, always for love. Choose to be a being of sharing, giving from your heart in every way. Just like the sun returns every dawning, bringing new life to every new day. Yeah, strive to be kind and always caring, and watch miracles blossom right before your eyes. Proclaim love and peace love.
Live your life.
Live your life. Be who you are.
Love and live.
Love and live.
Live and love.
Live in love.
Always forgive.
Always forgive.
Always for love.
Always for love.
Love and live.
Love and live.
Live and love.
Live in love.
Live life.
Yeah.
Be who you are.
Be who you are.
Love and live.
Love and live.
Live and love.
Live in love.
Always forgive.
Always forgive.
Always for love.
Always for love. Love and live.
Mic on. Ah. It felt very lilting to me, just light and airy and the divine flowing, right? So now it is my pleasure and my honor to introduce our guest, Reverend Dr. Jerry Troyer. And as I mentioned earlier, but for those of you who may have come late, he has come from California to be with us particularly. So I'm very grateful he's here, and he's here to talk about how to navigate change. And he has been a religious science minister for the past 16 years, I think, right? And he's a published author, he's a teacher and a lecturer, and he's a dog owner, so that's dear to my heart. He's got a golden retriever named Maggie, and he also does a lot of work with the homeless in San Diego. And let me find the name of the organization. It's something with angels. Urban Street Angels. So that's an organization that's very near and dear to his heart, and that's how one of the ways he gives to his community. So please welcome Reverend Dr. Jerry Troyer.
Good morning, dear ones. Or good afternoon or good evening if you're in another time zone or watching later. It is so great to be back with you. It's been, I think, probably 4 years or so. So it's great to be back with you. Reverend Christina, thank you. Reverend Paul, thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And thank you all so much for being with me today. And I will start by saying that please know that whenever I am talking with you, I am also talking to myself. So thank you so much for being in the room as I'm talking to myself and reminding me of a few things. So something happened yesterday. Nature around us changed. The bloom on the flower grew a little. The trees grew some more amazingly beautiful green leaves. Probably not time for fall yet, so it's probably still green. I might have picked up a couple more gray hairs. We got a new idea. We lovingly released an idea that no longer served us. Something changed. But it might also have been a job situation. It might have been a change in a relationship. It might have been a change in our releasing an idea or a hurt or a thought that no longer served us as we move into the experience of love. We are told that change is good, and my response is, you start. But that's a whole separate conversation. But we human beings very often don't like change. And even if it's in a job situation or a relationship or something that doesn't really serve us and maybe hasn't for a long time, we just don't like to accept that change. I worked for a technology company in the 90s and 2000s, and one of my clients, their senior management was changing, and my supervisor said, well, keep in mind, the devil we know is better than the devil we don't know. And while that's not my favorite expression, it makes sense, because yes, this isn't serving me and maybe hasn't for a long time, but am I willing to step out and say, no, this no longer serves me, it's time for something new? So why don't we embrace change? And sometimes we do, which is wonderful. And I would suggest it's fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of shame if we say, this no longer serves us, and we step out in our truth. Fear of what we don't know. The amygdala, and I think I'm pronouncing that right, the amygdala is the part of our brain, and I just recently learned this, it's the part of our brain that notices that there's change here and gives us that physical reaction to whatever it is. A little more adrenaline, a heart starts to beat a little faster, a little, oh my goodness, what's now? What's up? So I don't know about you, but I have a lot of books. And back in the day and I'm talking paper book on the shelf. And back in the day when I traveled for business, my first stop, if I had time, was to get off the plane, get my luggage, and go to a Borders, remember Borders? Or a Barnes & Noble, and go and look at the books. And of course, different parts of the country had different stock. And so I found some amazing books. And so I have, Kindles are great and electronics are wonderful. And if that's what you want to do, that's terrific. But I have to have my book, my paper book in my hand. And traveling to New Jersey, I absolutely had to have the latest Janet Evanovich mystery. Do you know her? The numbers and Stephanie Plum and Ranger and these are just pointless, but no redeeming value, not spiritual, but just so much fun. And so I read, coming from San Diego, I read the latest and greatest Janet Evanovich. It was so cool. But that's a separate story. One of the other books I found it's titled The 5 Invitations, Discovering What Death Can Teach Us About Life by Frank Ostaseski. And if you don't have this book, and we'll talk a lot about it in my workshop this afternoon, if you don't have this book in your library, I invite you to look for it. But the 5 points that he talks about, I would say, apply to us in our moment-by-moment and day-by-day lives, as well as in the experience of preparing for going on to our next experience. But in the book he writes, fragility and impermanence are in the nature of life. It's always coming together and falling apart. Not just the physical properties of life and not just at the time of death. And it's possible to hold it all in love and compassion. So that's what we're talking about today. Through our lives, I bet you would agree with me, through our lives we have experienced a lot of changes. Many that we consciously chose, and a good number that we didn't. Think about just since the pandemic. We're on Zoom today, and how cool is that? But remember, before the pandemic, there was Skype. And there was something else probably that we don't remember. But since that time, whether we liked it or not, this technology has expanded. And so now, last week at the center where I serve in the San Diego area, our musician was from London, England, not Kentucky, England. It was amazing. But this technology and so many of these things have come about as a result of this experience and these changes. Our work life, things have changed. Companies, organizations either have merged and been acquired or no longer exist in this area. Remembering U.S. Air. Remember U.S. Air. Remember Circuit City. So many companies and organizations that were merged or acquired or for whatever reason no longer exist. Relationships that we thought would last forever, and I would suggest that they do last forever, but the dynamics of the relationship change. Mary Morrissey talks about how relationships don't end because where is the relationship? It's in our mind and in our heart, but the dynamics of it end. We believe we find our beloved, we're going to be together forever, but that doesn't necessarily happen. Our physical bodies, again, maybe we can't do physically what we used to be able to do. If you spend any time reading the Bible, you know that many, many times, and actually it's more than 450, I did not count them all, but because you can find everything you ever want to know on the internet, more than 450 times the story starts with, "And it came to pass." Because that's what it did. Our dream vacation on a chaise lounge in Hawaii or the Bahamas or on the cruise ship with an adult beverage if you choose to, and just enjoying the quiet time. But eventually we have to come home. That time ends. The best chocolate cake you've ever had in your life, or whatever flavor you choose, at some point, you've eaten it all. Our time together today, at some point, you'll go home and I'll go home. It came to pass. Often we attach a label to the ending of that experience. So this was really good, or this was really bad, because it goes both ways. Those wonderful experiences that we want to last forever came to pass. Those heartbreaking, oh my God, experiences came to pass. 17th century samurai and poet Mizusa Masahide wrote, "The barns burned down, now I can see the moon." Interesting. But when we label it either as good or bad, it can bring a huge emotional reaction. So this piece of it is so important to me, and I hope will be for you as well, because in New Thought we focus on the positive. Everything is in divine order. All is well. Everything is as it should be. And all of those statements are absolutely true, but the fact is, our hearts may be breaking. How important it is for us to allow ourselves to feel what we feel and not cover ourselves up with what is referred to as toxic positivity and spiritual bypass. And we'll talk much more about that this afternoon. Because if I'm in heartbreak and I come to you and you say, well, it's all good. Don't worry, be happy. Everything is as it should be. Have you ever had that experience? And my fist starts to clench, because we're not serving ourselves or our dear ones if we don't allow ourselves to feel what we feel. And the change, while it's good and it needs to happen and is the best thing that could possibly happen, but it still can come with that feeling of grief and loss. this was huge for me because my husband made his transition almost 8 years ago. Actually, in the airport in Houston on the way home from Unity Village after an Anton conference. And went through all of that and got home. So I've got 4 suitcases instead of 2 because I left his body in Houston to be processed and sent home. Home with 4 suitcases, got in the house, sat down, and started to grieve. And my ego said, no, you're a religious science minister. Everything is in divine order. Everything is as it should be. It's all good. Somebody said to me, and I'm like, really? And I really fought with my ego on this for a couple of years because I need to grieve, I need to be angry, I need to feel what I feel. Yes, but it's all in divine order. He's in you know what we say. He's in a better place. He's out of pain, all of that. And again, all of that is absolutely true, but the fact is my heart is breaking. So we'll talk about this afternoon, but this is a big part of my ministry, allowing, encouraging, and challenging us to feel, through these experiences of change, to feel the grief and feel the loss. And even if we consciously chose it, I'm leaving the job that I've been at for however many years, and yes, I'm going on to something better, but I'm still going to miss the people that I worked with. So how important it is for us to allow ourselves to feel what we feel so that we can move forward. Because one of my favorite authors, Debbie Ford, once wrote, "What we can't be with won't let us be." If I can't be with that grief and that loss and that anger and work my way through it, it comes out in surprising and wonderful ways. And you might have had that experience. I'm absolutely convinced that that's where road rage comes from. Well, no, they weren't mad at me or the fact that I missed the off-ramp to the Betsy Ross. They weren't mad at me. They were mad at the fact that, and you get to fill in the blank. What happened to the leftover pizza? I thought I was going to save that for tomorrow night. What happened to that package of lemon Oreos? What happened to that? And you get to, what happened to that money that I was saving? Well, I was feeling kind of blue, and so I have the Amazon app on my phone. Do you have the Amazon app on your phone? Oy! The nice people from Amazon. Gee, I wonder if Amazon has that. You know Amazon has that. And tomorrow, the nice people are going to magically appear at your doorstep with everything you could possibly want, except that you were kind of saving that money to go on vacation. But so often, we do what we do coming from that place of grief and loss and unexpressed whatever. So how important it is to recognize that, because I am charming and sparkling, I am charming and sparkling and patient and understanding and all of those things. And I am hateful and surly and impatient and judgmental. And guess what? So are you. I am that. I am all of that, because what we can't be with won't let us be. It feels so much better when we allow ourselves to feel whatever that is. Regarding that charming and sparkling piece, one of my favorite books is Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. And she writes about imperfection and perfection. And I don't know about you, but I try to be buttoned up and patient and understanding and all of that. But she writes, perfectionism is not the same as striving to be your best. Perfectionism is not about healthy achievement and growth. Perfectionism is the belief that if we live perfect, look perfect, and act perfect, we can minimize or avoid the pain of blame, judgment, and shame. But it's a shield. Perfectionism is a 20-ton shield that we lug around thinking it will protect us, when in fact it's the thing that really preventing us from taking flight. So sometimes we might wake up on Sunday morning and say, I'm just angry, or I'm hurting, or I'm in a mood and I've decided to stay home rather than coming to church. And I would suggest to us, and I include myself in that if you're feeling out of sorts, this is the place to come, because you have amazing ministers and practitioners that would love to talk with you and share with you and allow you to express those feelings. So please know, I believe we are always perfect in our perfection, and it's okay to express those human emotions. And she goes on to say, wholeness does not mean perfection, it means no part left out. So I am all those things, and I am all those things, and it's part of my wholeness that makes me who I am. So the opportunity for us is to feel these feelings, to admit that we are grieving, that we are fearful, that we are angry, that we are whatever it is, and keep moving. Admittedly, it took me about 2 years, and my dear friend finally, after 2 years, said, okay, you can grieve and so we can walk and chew gum at the same time, and allow ourselves to keep moving. I had the daytime lineup for Paramount Television down. Bar Rescue, then 2.5 Men, then something else. And that was okay, but at some point it was time, let's get up and keep moving. Louise Hay, you might remember her, great author. She is quoted as saying, I am safe, it's only change. So that death, that I like to say lovingly released rather than laid off, but that layoff, that job change, that change in a place where our beloved spiritual community comes together. We are safe. It's only change. I don't know about you, but my experience has been that it doesn't always turn out exactly as I thought. Ever had that? Yep. You thought you were going to be together forever. You thought you were going to work there forever. You thought you were going to meet there on Sundays forever. You thought you were going to be in a certain place and get there at a certain time. So I'm not telling tales out of school here, but 3 weekends ago, I was in Philadelphia, New Jersey, and my beloved friend Reverend Paul and I got to run around in New York City. And because I'm from California, I need car keys, I need a car, I need a parking place, I need all of those things. And if you go to New York City, that is the last thing you need, is a car and a parking place and all the rest of that. Well, I don't know these things. I would have driven in and gotten stuck in traffic on the FDR and spent $75 an hour to park and all the rest of that. But Paul knows about these things. So we took the train, then we did the subway, never done that before, which was so cool. Saw a play, had Junior's cheesecake twice. We're talking religious experience. Amazing. And then Sunday afternoon, late afternoon, I'm flying back to San Diego. And so I go to the airport and get on the plane, and I've been rerouted. Instead of Chicago, I'm going through Denver because I fly United. That's okay, no worries. So we're in the plane and life is good and the flight's on time and everything. But Denver is having wind shear, which I had never heard of before, but I am now an expert a little bit on wind shear. So to make a long story even longer, instead of going to Denver, we went to Colorado Springs and hung out for a couple of hours, and then went to Denver, and then because our flight was delayed, so was everybody else, so we're waiting for the crew to go to San Diego. And waiting for the crew to go to San Diego. And waiting for the crew to go to San Diego. And so finally made it home just before 1 o'clock in the morning. And so isn't it cool when the universe allows us to buy what we're selling? Because whether you have a minister or practitioner certificate on your wall or not, I would suggest if you've been in this teaching for more than 3 months, you are a practitioner at the very least. And so I'm talking about change, and I'm talking about I am safe, and the still small voice says, yes, you are. So I was always safe. No, I didn't get home at the time I thought I was going to. No, it didn't turn out to be exactly as I had in mind. But I'm safe. It's only change. We are safe. It's only change. Doesn't mean we can't be a little, but we are safe. It's only change. So, these experiences, I would suggest, invite, encourage, and even challenge us to question what we believe about spirit. So we do our affirmative prayer, our spiritual mind treatment, and we say, and so it is. And then what? What do we really believe? And when it doesn't manifest immediately, when it takes a little while, when something heartbreaking happens, what do we really believe? And can we absolutely know and accept and feel that whatever we're talking about, whatever we're accepting, that something is going to happen? I think Ernest Holmes says, my word never returns to me void. So when I speak my word with conviction and say, and so it is, something happens. But if the check, if the unexpected income we're looking for isn't in the mailbox tomorrow, can we stay in that consciousness and absolutely know that we are, always have been, always will be divinely guided and taken care of? Or do we switch to plan B? Well, I absolutely know that this is going to happen for me, but if it doesn't, we're throwing cold water on the power of our words. And so it is. There is power in that. We're not just playing. So, again, how important it is to recognize our relationship with Spirit and what we believe. I am safe. It's only change. So this afternoon at Reverend Paul's house, which is so cool, we're going to do a deeper dive into this experience of change, and I so invite you to be with me. We'll go about 2 hours, so from 1 to about 3 o'clock, but I would love it if you'd be with me. It's pretty good, even if I do say so myself. I love Facebook. Not everybody does, and that's okay, but there's some amazing, heartwarming, spiritual stuff. There's also some goofy stuff. But that's why God made scrolling. You know, just keep scrolling, keep scrolling. But I'd like to close with this quote that I found on Facebook. Life is amazing, and then it's awful. And then it's amazing again. And in between the amazing and the awful is ordinary and mundane and routine. Breathe in the amazing. Hold on through the awful, and relax and exhale during the ordinary. That's just living. Heartbreaking, soul healing, amazing, awful, ordinary life. And it's breathtakingly beautiful. So with that in mind, join me in the light for just a minute. So in the peace and the quiet of this moment, we stay in this consciousness of oneness. We give great thanks for this glorious day in New Jersey, for the opportunity to be together in this beloved spiritual community. And as we move forward, we recognize that we are safe. It's only change. So we do what we do. We experience this luscious and awful thing called life, and know and accept and do call on this loving, nurturing presence that is the truth of our being. We ask, we seek, we knock, and then we allow Spirit to tell us what we need to know and act on those ideas. And we move forward in that consciousness, in that being consciously conscious of that love, that peace, that wisdom that dwells within us. So for this day, for this community, for our time together, we give great thanks. And together we say, and so it is. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for some of that West Coast energy. Thank you. All right, here's this from my album, the title track to my album, Love Cures. Now listen, there's a saint and a sinner inside of everyone, positive and negative. Charges like electricity in a battery. It's all about finding the balance between your dying and your birth. Die every day and be reborn. Come to know your worth. If you want to have more light in your life, you must have forgiveness or have compassion for any stranger. With a simple loving touch to anyone that's down and out, you can turn their whole life around. Turn blues into yellows. Now pass it on, create a global effect. The healing of this world. There's only one solution. Love, love, love cures. Hey. Now listen, people always run into a doctor. Pharmaceutical prescriptions only lead to a quick fix type of reality. Well, it's time to wake up and realize we all have everything we need. All we need to embrace is our spirituality. Sit in your stillness and you will know the healing of this world. There's only one solution. Love, love, of this world, there's only one solution. Love, love, love cures the healing of this world. There's only one solution. Love, love, love cure. And in case you didn't hear me, I said love, love, love cures. Love, love, love cures. Come on, you know it's true. Thank you so much.
So, thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Reverend Dr. Jerry. Yeah, so we're at the offertory part of our service, and as I think all of you know, we're looking at a lot of changes here in our community, right? And the biggest one is that we need to move away from the community center, the community house, after being here for more than 30 years. So we were really founded here, and this is a big change for us. But you know what? As Reverend Dr. Jerry said, we're safe. And we're safe and we're together, no matter where we go, no matter what we do. And as Stephen expressed so eloquently and lyrically, we're in love. You know, we are always in love, because that is the divine. And as we consider these changes that are happening for all of us together in this community, we want to think about what possibilities are in store for us. What are the choices that we are going to be making as a community, because we will be making some choices. Choice is inevitable, it's part of life. And one of the choices that is before us is really the support of this community, of CCL. And at the meeting, we've announced a meeting this Wednesday. We'll be presenting financial statements. And we've been running, I would say that our revenue is falling behind our expenses. All right, so the board really is looking at ways that we can balance things. And Jerry talked about balance, right? How can we have balance in our community here and in our financial life? So just what you'll learn more about that Wednesday, and we are going to create an in-person meeting. We haven't scheduled that yet, but it will either be next Sunday or the Sunday after, where we'll be looking at our financial statements in more detail, and we'll also be looking at where we go from here for our devotional services. And we have really serious choices to make. And I just ask each of you to go into your heart and think about this community and how much it means to you in terms of sustainability. Do you want to move forward as a member of this community? Do you want to nurture it and support it? And that includes your beingness, just being here. It includes your service. Many of you are in service in this community in so many ways, and it also includes your financial support. So in this part of our service here, and just thinking about how we can sustain CCL in these very challenging economic times that we're living in. All right, my recommendation is don't read the news, but some of us can't help it. I don't read too much of it because, as Reverend Jerry said, it's changing. Everything changes by the minute, and the changes today are very dramatic, right? There's an amplitude that's up and down and up and down. And you know what? A week later, we forget about those up and downs because there's more drama happening. But this community is always here because this community is founded in the divinity and the love of the divine. so if that's something that you want to really continue to nurture and love and support, I invite you to really think about your own support of this community in multiple levels. So thank you. This is our dear Henry.
This one?
Yeah, no. There you go.
Thank you.
Green light.
Please join me in the blessing of our offering. Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless
This gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive. Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Green light. Recognizing the perfection of this moment, knowing that these gifts and these tithes and these expressions of devotion to this community, to ourselves and to each other, gathered here today in peace and love and unity, are expressions of the divine within us, the movement and the change that is flowing in, around, and through us every moment of our lives. And we express deep gratitude and profound appreciation, knowing that in that appreciation, expansion of all elements, all aspects of our being takes place. Please join with me in saying thank you, and so it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As you all know, this is my favorite part of the service. And we do, it's not for the first time, but I would like to ask Reverend Jerry to please stand and accept this blessing. Is there, I don't think there is there anybody else here for the first time? No? Anybody on Zoom? Put your hand up on Zoom. It put, the reactions on Zoom. So whoever's got their hand up or whoever's standing, just receive, all right? So if you will repeat after me, welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. We are a heart-centered spiritual community. We open ourselves to you in love. We recognize the perfection of God within you. We celebrate the joyous being that you are. You are a radiant point of light. We are blessed by your presence. Welcome home.
Okay, now it's my turn. First expressions of gratitude, all of you here today who have made this service possible. Our special guest, Reverend Dr. Jerry Troyer. Thank you for a very inspirational talk and so relevant to us. But change is always relevant, so thank you. And thank you for coming all the way from San Diego. Really, just for us. We're honored. And thank you to our musician, Stephen. Yeah. Stephen shared with me this morning that his voice wasn't as full as it always is, and it was just beautiful. So, just thank you. Yeah. No, it was fantastic. Thank you. And the musicians are always in partnership with the ministry, so I always feel that. I'm always inspired by our musicians, and so it has to feel good, right? It always has to feel good. And my partner here in the ministry, Reverend Paul, and my other partner, our Zoom minister, Reverend Ken. Just want to thank you for your support and your love in the ministry. And who else? Jody. Miss Jody, beautiful reading today, thank you. And Jody also create this beautiful altar, which of course is all about change and reminding us about possibilities, right? Infinite, they are always, right? And Bob was here early this morning, as he is every Sunday. Thank you, Bob, doing our setup. Thank you very much. And our ushers, Mark and Lynn Young. And June was here early this morning also. Oh, Henry, I'm sorry. See, it was Henry and Margot. How did that happen? Okay, and Michelle. All those scintillating, I see all the sparkly stuff in the back there. That's all from Michelle, so thank you, Michelle. And our media team, Keith Gunther, our team leader, and Marty, Norman, Reverend Ken Davis is also on the team, and John Fulmer is here as well. And Wayne Marshall is part of the team, and Reverend Paul is sort of an ex officio member, I guess, as I am as well. Okay, so again, Reverend Jerry announced that we have a workshop this afternoon, so he's going to delve further into, practices really spiritual practices and spiritual truths as to how we can navigate change so that it's not so disruptive to our emotional life and, the reality of our life. So we invite you to come. You can still register. You can still register through the newsletter, through the link, or on our website, or you can speak to June. And, it's only a $20 exchange, and it's from 1 to 3 o'clock at Reverend Paul's home. We'll give you the address when you register, and it will be well worth your while. And a new class. Our dear Melissa Romero, who is soon to be a practitioner, is offering a class, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And it's starting August 13th. It's a Zoom-based class. It runs from 7 to 9 p.m. And I think most of you have read that book. It's a wonderful summer class because it's light and it just feels good, but the truths in it are very profound. So very profound spiritual teachings and learnings delivered in a light, easy way, and also in an experiential way, because Melissa runs a lot of retreats in her personal life, and she's very much involved in creating experiences. So it's not just talking, we're actually going to be working with the truths. Again, check your newsletter or the website for registration. And I have some news about our choir finally. It turns out that Myra is not able to come back, and it has, at least at this point in time, because the costs for her to get a visa to come back are prohibitive. And she works with a company who was sponsoring her to come back to do a few concerts, but that company has decided not to sponsor her visa because of the cost of that and the fact that there's no guarantee she would have gotten a visa anyway. So what we're going to be doing is holding some Zoom meetings for those of you who are choir members, because Myra has been really longing to meet up with you. And the uncertainty has been hard for her, and I know it's been difficult for us too. So we have some closure right now, at least, and we don't know what the future will hold. She is an international artist, and she may come back to the United States and grace us with her presence and her special singing ability. I announced earlier during the offertory about the annual meeting. It's Wednesday, July 16th at 7 p.m. We are urging all of you to come to this meeting and find out about the changes that we're making in our financial life, and also to really understand the options that are before us in terms of where we're going to go for our devotional services. So I invite you to come to that meeting, and we are setting up a live meeting after a Sunday service, either next week or the week after. You must be a member to vote on these options. So I urge all of you, we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks, but please, if you want to have a voice and have a say in these two issues, please just fill out the form. It's an annual form that we fill out just stating that I am a member of this community. June has them in the back there. You can just sign your name. There's no fee attached. It's just an affirmation of your support. And I think that is it. There was somebody handed me an announcement that Red Tent has a meeting coming up, and I lost the paper, but it's at Charmaine's house. Charmaine, what town do you live in? Okay, so it's in Voorhees, and you can speak to Charmaine or to Kathy for more information. I think if I remember, 7 o'clock on the 27th, Friday night? The 25th. Okay, so again, check in with Kathy or with Charmaine, and we'll announce it in our newsletter. If one of you will send me a note to remind me. Okay, thank you. All right, let's circle up.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, yeah. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, yeah. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, we're going to the water. Come on, everybody. I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Where? Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside. Study warning. Ain't gonna study war no more. Study war no more. Study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Study war no more. Study war no more. Say when? No more. Are you sure? No more. I can't hear you. No more. And the last time. No more. No more. Yeah.
So, from this shining light, from this divinity, from this expansive consciousness, we give thanks. Thanks for Jerry being here. Thanks for Reverend Christina. Thanks for Stephen. Thanks for all of us being here, because if just one of us were not here, it wouldn't be the same. Giving thanks for this life we live, giving thanks for this week just flowing beautifully, easily, and effortlessly. Giving thanks for all the good and more good of the universe that flows to all of us. Giving thanks for this beautiful life that we live. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
Oh, you got it. Okay. Thank you.
All right, let's go out with a bang here. Please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
This thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in all of my activities.
Life is in all of my activities.
I receive it.
I receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I am it.
And I accept it.
And I accept it.
How do I accept it?
Just the way that it is.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
In accepting all of these gifts, we say yes.
Awesome.